Szevasztok, én Pali vagyok, és nagyon hirtelen jött egy Bandai Namco-s premier videó velem szemben a YouTube feedemben. Lényegében egy pár perccel ezelőtt, egy 20 perccel ezelőtt elindult ez a Little Nightmares 3 showcase, amiben potenciálisan megtudhatjuk, hogy mikor fog megjelenni a játék, és egyéb friss és szaftos infókat megtudhatunk a játékról. Szóval nézzük is, hogy mit tartogat számunkra a Bandai Namco. 16 pluszos ugye a játék, ez maga a témájától is adódóik egyébként, tehát nem egy ilyen túlságosan gyerekbarát és egy családbarát játék, hogy úgy mondjam, elég ilyen unsettling dolgok tudnak benne lenni. Egy cikk, igen. Aha, az eddigi játékokból is jelenetek. Ez pedig már a harmadik részből van. Ez az első, ez meg már a második, ha jól emlékszem. Igen, ez, aha, akkor most itt egy több játékot mutatnak ebbe egyszerre. Az első kettőt és a harmadikat is. Puk! Oh, Jesus.
Go back to sleep, little one. The answers might be in your dreams.
Aha, és gameplayt is mutatnak. Annyira nem követem sajnos egyébként a Little Nightmares 3-nak így a fejlesztését és hogy milyen funkciók lesznek majd benne. Oh shit! Hello! Ez még szép volt. Community manager, és a másik oljuk pedig egy fanja is a játéknak. Na.
And hopefully they don't go sending too many chills down our spines.
Hopefully. They're going to be talking to us about the fantastic projects they've been working on, and we're going to get an exclusive reveal of a new chapter of Little Nightmares 3 and a deep dive into some gameplay.
We might even see the return of a Little Nightmares fan favorite. Who knows?
Who knows? But if you think we'd spoil everything here in the intro, don't even worry about it. There are going to be plenty of surprises.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Azt hittem ez egy rövid dolog lesz, de ez nem tűnik annak eddig.
Of Little Nightmares since the first game came out way back in 2017.
Oh. Was it really that long ago?
It was literally that long ago. And since then,
we've been
following Mono and Six through countless terrifying locations, from haunted hospitals to creepy kitchens. Many of our childhood fears have come to life. And now it's time to face another one in this exclusive Little Nightmares 3 trailer.
Na, új trailert kapunk a Little Nightmares 3-hoz. Júj. Júj, karneválos zene már az. Yeah. Igen, azt akartam úgy mondani, nem tudom pontosan. Supermassive Games, hogy amúgy ez egy ilyen co-op cucc is lehet majd végül, vagy nem. Ez egy jó kérdés. Majd valószínűleg igen, hogyha ketten mozognak egyszerre, szóval valószínűleg megkaptam a kérdésemre a választ. Oh, nice. Aha. Az előző részekben is megvolt. És... Oh. Megjelenés... Még nincs. Igen. Ez egy cirkuszos, karneválos cuccos lesz a fő témája a dolognak ez egyelőre. Na.
Little Nightmares 3 is coming out on the 10th of October.
Október 10-én. Nice! Hell yeah!
But before we get into Little Nightmares 3 with
Nice.
that shiny new release date, let's talk about Little Nightmares as a franchise. I'm joined now by Little Nightmares franchise director, Lucas Roussel. Lucas, thank you for joining me. Welcome.
Hi, Jen. Thank you for having me.
I'm so delighted that you're here. And also, I understand that you're celebrating a Little Nightmares anniversary this year.
Yeah, I mean, this event is a bit special to me because it's been 10 years now that I started to work on Little Nightmares. And when I think back to how
Tehát
we
15-ben kezdte a
I'm delighted
munkálatokat a
and
Little
very
Nightmares,
humbled
ami
to see how
durva
far.
amúgy.
And you must have worked with some really talented people over those 10 years.
Yes, so many, you know, from Tarsha Studio to Supermassive Games, I had the opportunity to work with amazing people. And actually today we will meet new faces, new talent working on the franchise. And a lot of them started off as fans. And now they're putting back, you know, all that love and energy back into the games and the contents that they're creating.
I always think that's so cool when fans of something get to work on the thing they're so passionate about.
Yes, and I really want to take this opportunity to thank, you know, all the fans around the world, from a single game to a multimedia franchise. They've been, you know, all the time with us, supporting us, and they're really the ones who are keeping us, you know, motivated to continue pushing the boundaries of Little Nightmares even further.
Well said, exactly so, because it's the fans that make Little Nightmares extra special. Now, at the top of the show, we
Kicsit túlhúzták már, de igen.
talking about some Little Nightmares projects. Can you share anything on those?
Yes, I mean, before that, you know, I just want to say that to me, Little Nightmares is, you know, the world. The world is what is the most important because it's filled, you know, with mysteries. It's full of amazing characters, monsters, and location. Each of them has a unique, you know, story. I think with the games we just scratched the surface about what Little Nightmares
Surface? Bocsánat, befejeztem.
and the other types of media, you know,
Én nem vagyok ilyen sikeres, szóval nem szólhatok
you
be.
know, tell different stories in, you know, new ways.
That's very intriguing. What do you mean exactly?
Well, you know, let's take the example of the Sounds of Nightmares, you know, the podcast that we released 2 years ago. We were amazed by the reception of the fans, you know, and especially when it comes to the main character, Noon. And actually, if you enjoy the podcast, then I think you should stay a little longer, you know, with us in the show because we will have some exclusive news to share.
Brilliant, thank you, Lucas. I mean, I loved the podcast, and if you didn't listen to the podcast, you're missing out.
Meg furi, hogy nem vágtam ezt a podcast cuccot, amit csinálnak. Na, egy kis részletet is kapunk a podcastból. Ami már 2 éve megy egyébként, szóval a Little Nightmares-nek a világában meg ilyesmiben játszódik egy ilyen podcast.
Bandai Namco Europe presents The Sounds of Nightmares.
Wow.
Do you remember your nightmares?
I remember everything.
The first audio fiction series from the world of Little Nightmares.
Last night, in my dream, a muddled voice, and then I saw him.
There must be more. Try. Interact with the dream.
I tried to scream, tearing my throat, but I had no breath.
You were right there. Don't tell me you did nothing.
You're supposed to help me. You're supposed to understand.
I can't help you if you hide things from me.
My head! A fire burns in there.
We can face your monsters together.
Please stop.
Wow. Még ez elég menő.
Go back to sleep, little one.
Nice, megint ez a szöveg.
The answers might be in your dreams.
Wow, World Premiere, nem.
So here we are in the councillor's office where much of the podcast story takes place. Don't worry though, we'll be heading back to the carnival soon for a gameplay deep dive of the
Nagyon tetszik ez a épített set cucc, nagyon profil néz ki.
Here to guide us through the twisted world of transmedia. Hello. So we've left the relative comfort of the carnival, but not only that, we've left the nowhere, we're now in the counties, somewhere far less familiar that hadn't been explored before the podcast, right, Lonnie?
Yeah, that's right. It had been hinted at in the past, but The Sounds of Nightmares was the first time we were really able to dive deeper into this world. It was so satisfying for us to expand that lore and shine a light on this strange place.
Yeah, and we were very lucky to collaborate with talented people, included some members of our communities. I don't know if you remember, actually. It was, you know, that contest organized to know more about our fans' nightmares.
Oh, I do remember. We did receive some very frightening stories.
Yeah, the creativity people shared was just crazy. And adapting one of those dreams into an actual episode was a fantastic experience. And I mean, since the launch of the podcast, the response has been so positive. I can't believe we've already reached over 2 million listens.
From all over the world.
Wow.
Yeah, because we're recorded in 5 languages, so English, French, Spanish, Italian, and German. And everything we've heard so far was so positive. And I mean, I love hearing all the theories they've come up with.
Did someone say theories? Ooh. I'm here for theories. Hello. Hi.
It's a game theory.
Don't ask me to explain anything. But for real, it's that mystery that makes the Little Nightmares narrative and its world so special. And on that topic, we wanted to talk about the podcast.
Yes, we wanted to announce that we're working on the season 2 of The Sounds of Nightmares.
Oh, nice.
It's going to take a bit of time to come to life, but we're very
Egyértelmű.
excited because we're going to explore even more the counties.
Bele fogok hallgatni, mert ez úgy izginek hangzik.
The nowhere.
I'm so thrilled to hear that. I've already started like my second binge listen to season 1, and I guess that's just going to have to like tide me over until season 2 comes along, right?
Absolutely. Now, Alizé, the podcast isn't the only project you're here to talk about, right? What else is keeping you up at night?
The comic book series. So, Little Nightmares, Descent to Nowhere,
Wow.
written by Lonnie, by the way.
Tehát a srác írt ezt a képregényt, és hamarosan jön.
That's great. Congratulations, Lonnie.
Oh, thanks very much. Yeah, it's been a real passion project for both of us for a few years now.
Tehát a srác írta, és együtt dolgoznak ezen a projekten.
We've been keeping under wrap until now. I actually have the official
A
cover.
cover, nice.
Look at that.
Mutassátok közelről.
Mono on the cover.
Ó, de faszán néz ki.
Okay, all right. Well, tell me the whole story then.
Okay, maybe not the whole story.
Na, jó, bunkó vagy,
Those two
Loni.
parallel stories, one set in the counties and one set in the nowhere. In the nowhere, we follow a little mute, timid girl named Hush, and she wakes up in a jail cell and she's cold, and it's not long before she meets Mono. They're a little hesitant to work together, but both of them have to try to figure out a way to escape this cold, labyrinthian dungeon that they're in.
Okay, and how does that connect to the counties?
Yeah, I don't want to give too much away about the counties, but it follows a detective named Myra, and she's exhausted and disillusioned with life. But she has a chance encounter with a stranger that stirs something inside of her. And after that, she decides to start investigating the cold cases of children who've gone missing over the years.
Very cool. Count me in. I can't wait to discover how those two places, the nowhere and the counties, intersect and combine.
Ami egész érdekesen hangzik a sztoria
When can we get hold of the comic and where?
ennek a
The first
képregénynek.
issue will release in October, but you'll be able to pre-order starting in August through Titan's comic website or at your local comic book shops.
And how many issues will there be?
So 4 in total, and we're going to release 1 episode per month until January. And today we're very excited to share with you the official trailer. Let's watch.
Ó, tehát a comic bookhoz is van egy trailer, nice.
I don't remember how I got here. 20 years as a cog. Thinking I could make a difference. I gave myself over freely. That's why I'm here.
Meg ez picit furi, hogy kvázi egy idősebb karakterekből álló sztorit kapunk a Little Nightmares szinten. Legalábbis a képregény karakterek alapján idősebbnek tűnnek. Jó, de jó.
They haunt every mind in the counties. A little girl. There's always a little girl.
És pont erről van szó, igen.
As many days. I'm on a precipice.
Igen, ő a Hush, az új karakter, vagy a képregény szinten új karakter.
But this time, I have to jump.
Wow! Igen, tehát ez a 4 issues series az, hogy 4 képregényből fog állni az egész sztori, és augusztusban elő lehet rendelni az elsőt. és esetleg októberben lesz. Ja, akkor októberben kapják meg az emberek valószínűleg. Tehát októbertől fog kezdődni.
Set in that same location. Can't wait for you to dive into it.
Where am I going to find the time to read all of these? Oh my god. What can you tell us about the young adult novel?
The novel tells the
És egy
story
novellát
of
is
a girl
írnak.
named Ruse. She wakes up in the carnival in a dark room, and she's there with two other kids that she has never met before. One of them is a mousy girl who has a noose around her neck, and the other one is this frail, starving boy who has a mask over his face. And in that moment, for Ruse, two things become uncertain. One is whether or not she'll be able to get out, and two is whether or not these kids will be her friends or something a little more sinister.
Well, I'm already creeped out and suspicious. When can we read the book?
It will be out in September.
Wow, so
Jézusom!
podcasts, comics.
Hát elég sok mindennel készültek amúgy.
Is there anything else we can be looking forward to?
Well,
Még van még! Mi van még?
I don't know. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure, we have one more surprise for you. It's something we've been crafting very carefully behind the scenes for quite a while now.
Hát már
That's really close to our heart.
mindent csináltak a behind the scenes-ben.
Teaser for you right now.
Na nézzük. Nem mondod, hogy animációs cuccot is csináltak. Beszarok. Aha. A ötletmez világából. Beszarás. Wow.
Incredible. I'm so excited to see what that becomes, although something tells me it's not going to end well.
Well, it's not called Little Nightmares for nothing. So we'll be gradually revealing more about these upcoming projects over the coming months. So please keep an eye on our social media
Tehát a nyáron baromi sok mindent fogunk látni ezekből a projektekből.
Who we appear to have left behind us now in the counties for that treasure trove of information. Now, we welcome to the sofa. It is the producer and art director of Little Nightmares 3, Coralie Tim. Hi, welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Now, Coralie, what can you tell us about the carnival?
So our two friends, Lo and Alone, they are trapped in the spiral. It is a part of the nowhere that they are trying to escape. So now they are in carnival. It is a fun fair which is filled of like disturbing attractions and frightening visitors.
Not much fun in this fun fair, it seems.
Yeah, I hated fun fairs as a kid. Flashing lights, odd shapes, stalls covered in old soft toys. Wasn't my thing.
Amúgy meg tudom érteni, nem voltam ilyen karneválon, de nekem sem tetszenek annyira, őszintén.
Yeah, I've got to say though, as much as I hated it when I was younger, this level is one of my favorite in the game. It's really cool. Should we jump in and take a look?
Ó, és meg is mutatják a karneválos pályarészletenek egy bizonyos szegmensét.
Here are Lo and Alone. So Lo is the boy with the raven mask.
Lo and Alone, aha.
And Alone is the one with the red pigtails and the green jumpsuits.
De baromi jól néz ki, work in progress gameplay footage. Gondolom, nem tudom, mind rögzíthették. Mert ez sem mindegy. Eléggé esik. A háttérben az a nagy forgó karikatúra, ez baromi jól néz ki. Igen. Tehát nagyon mélyre be lehet látni a karneválon belül. Tehát ott van egy kapu például, meg ott van egy kis ilyen lovaklós játékos, sosem tudtam a nevét. Nice. Ami nem tudom eldönteni még, mondjuk itt a csávó belefollalt az almákat elé vizes bedömbe, vagy mi ez? Tehát, hogy a ló, ha jól érted, mi a ló, aki a maszkos csávóka, aki hogy most irányítás alatt van, hogy megy utána az Alone karakter is, szóval lehet, hogy nem feltétlenül lehet, tehát nem kötelező kóban játszani. Vagy lehet, hogy nem is lehet, ezt nem tudom.
I really love watching the players work together to solve some of these puzzles. It's really fun when you do that.
I'm really
Vagy úgy, esetleg úgy lehet, hogy meg van oldva, mint mondjuk egy Way Out-ban, vagy egy Split Fiction-ben, hogy külön utakon is lehet őket irányítani. Tehát az egyik őtök az egyiket látja, csak az egyik kamerában látja, a másik utak pedig másikban. Na. De jó volt ott a Depth of Field is cuccként. Oh.
Nice.
Aha.
I can identify with that. I'm easily distracted with candy as well.
I'm not sure this candy you actually want to eat.
Do I not?
It's pretty disgusting.
I'll take your word for it.
So everything you see in the sets is
Ooh,
grimy and
musky.
mucky. You know, they're not going to get their sign off for health and safety on their food standards. I don't think.
It's really grim back here.
So one of the cool things we're going to see now is the players are able to use their tools. In this particular case, you're going to see Lo using his bow and arrow.
Oh yeah.
Nem mondott valami emberrel. De...
And you're going to see Alone use
Lesz a feje, és mi a...
Okay, good, because I hate those.
Nice.
Most, about the design of the puppets is they're just that bit bigger than the kids.
Tehát le kell először lőni, utána elkezd üldözni, majd a másik karakter szétcseszi a bobának a fejét, és akkor így lehet ténylegesen kinyírni. Ott a háttérben már csak egy felkötözött emberdarabokból álló pinyátát csapkodnak. Én is ezt mondtam. Örülök egyébként, hogy sikerül megmaradni folyamatosan ezeknél a témáknál a Little Nightmares szinten. És ez még él. Hát nem mondod. Most ez volt az első trailerben is egyébként, hogy itt ezt ledobták. Ez a célba dobós tudsz, hogyha lelabod, akkor a vízbe esik. Ez nem tudom mennyire jó, hogy egy összeláncolt, összekötözött élő valami beleesik a vízbe, ami utána lezáródik, és nem tud kimászni magától. Na mindegy.
Yeah, there we go. All right, fine. Okay, I'll take the mask. I like the mask.
Yeah, you like that?
Do you have a favorite, Coralie?
I think it would be Alone, but I love them both behind.
Egyébként imádom, ahogy kinéz a Little Nightmares.
And I'm really looking forward to the players to just discover the whole new story that we have behind it.
Mondanám, hogy esetleg egy Limbo, egy Inside folytatás is tök jó lenne. De valamilyen szinten ezt is lehet annak nevezni, de kifejezetten egy Limbo vagy egy Inside folytatás, ez nagyon jó lenne.
The way everything is like intimidatingly oversized, like we're kids at a fun fair, but it's not a fun fair designed for us.
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't feel safe there as a kid.
No.
You can see the sleeping puppets, so you're going to have to be really careful not to wake them.
Oh shit, aha. És ezzel fogja befejezni? Nem, azt hittem. Csak akkor bemutatták, hogy milyen, hogy elkapnak.
This scene's really cool. It's full of loads of tension.
It's okay, Ryan. We'll be doing this together, so we'll be much braver as a pair.
Absolutely, Jane.
Ja, akkor mégis lehet kóban, nice. Addig ez egy ismert info voltak a sorry, hogy én nem tudtam. Őszintén annyira nem követtem mostanság a Little Nightmares-nek a dolgait. Egész sok más game show és egyéb gaming tartalom volt, amit követtem. Követni lehetett és tudtam is. Nice.
They made it. It's good.
Yeah. Everyone can breathe again.
Egész sokat megmutatnak a játékból, mert oké, úgymond ugyanaz a játékelem végig, vagy játékmenet végig. Tényleg egész sokat mutatnak. Tudom, ez az egésznek a témája, ez a karneválos tudsz.
So all of the objects that you see, everything that we design, we take great care because we know the fans really love looking into the detail on that stuff, and they're going to make up really cool theories. So we do a lot of storytelling with the placement of the things in the set.
So you're like consciously like leaving clues in the environment?
Yeah, absolutely. That's really, really important.
Very cool.
And thank you for doing that because I absolutely love reading those theories.
Yeah, me too. So again, the cool thing about this is as kids you feel like you're sneaking into a space you probably shouldn't be in.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things I loved about playing the previous Little Nightmares games as well, is the fact that you're kind of sneaking around in places that you shouldn't be. Makes it feel more unsafe.
Yeah.
Miért szedte ki a...
illicit trespassing.
Ó, hogy eldobta a lámpát, és akkor ezzel fognak látni egy bizonyos helynel.
Because we don't want to spoil everything for the players. Here
Oh.
we go.
Figure it out for yourselves.
Yeah.
Nem mutattak meg mindent ebből a részből, oké.
Okay. Time for some classic sneaking.
Yeah.
Ó, bazd meg, mi az a kéz ott? Bocsánat, az a káromkodásért. Jó. Ó, brother. És pont nem nézett le, nice.
Quite like the fact here that all the bright lights are in the background. You know, you're sort of sneaking through behind the scenes in the darkness, trying to stay safe.
Behind the science.
You're going to see Alone here using the tool in a slightly different way, this time to smash through a doorway to make progression.
Handy.
Yeah, there are different ways of using the tools, and sometimes...
Volt, mikor visszateszi a vállára, nagyon... Még work in progress, szóval nem végleges. Animációd ott fura volt. Ahogy visszatette a vállára a kis villás kulcsot. Wow.
Blimmin' piñata, is it?
Yeah.
Nagyon tetszik nekik ez a pinyáta ötlet.
I mean, I say piñata, but they don't usually have like dead bodies inside them.
Yeah, it's pretty grim.
Picit, csak egy picit grim.
His help.
Hogy ez szólt, hogy hé?
There it is.
Yeah.
Gonna lure him over.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's kind.
Értem. És akkor visszaletük, aha. Ez egy új mechanika. Legalábbis a második részben nem emlékszem, hogy lett volna ilyen.
Just gonna leave you to your piñata now.
Yeah.
Ez tök menő.
Oh, I like this like sideshow attraction. That looks fun. Can we have a go on that?
Yeah, it was really important so that any character you will play, you will be able to do the...
Cool, okay.
Aha.
It's a nice carousel in the background there.
I love that. And some herd queuing. Just having a queue. Must be something good. What are they queuing for?
Not sure it's something good.
Oh,
Igen.
well, that's
Sorry.
just typical.
Yeah.
Mert mindig nagyon para. Amúgy. Maga az a hangulat, amit a Little Nightmares-en meg tudtak alkotni az arcok.
Now, okay, looks like we get to go on a ride at last.
Ezzel fogják szerintem lezárni ezt a
Okay,
gameplay
roller
showcase-t.
coaster. Now, in what way is this going to be like a nightmare roller coaster?
I think there might be some clues in the design, but I don't want to spoil it for the fans, so people are just going to have to look really carefully and figure it out.
Something to do with these sinister mystery bags in the car with us.
Quite possibly.
Okay. Oh, well, at least we get to go on a ride, though.
Yeah, it's a nice way to see the rest of the fair.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Totally beautiful.
All right, and now the climb.
And for now, that's where we stop. We hope you enjoyed the journey. It's far from being over.
I did enjoy the
Nice.
journey. Thank you so much, Coralie.
Gondoltam.
Thank you, Tim. That was
Amúgy
great.
tényleg baromi sokat
How do you
mutattak
talk
meg.
between the fun of the fun fair and the lingering, like, uncanny, creepy feeling, and I cannot wait to find out where this roller coaster takes us.
Nice. Little Nightmares 3. Nice. Very nice.
Now that we know a bit more about the carnival, Maya, what can you tell us about the different editions that are available to pre-order?
So before we go through that, Jane, I'd just like to remind everyone that the game will be available in both solo and online co-op modes. Plus, with the Friends Pass, people who purchase the game will be able to
Friends Pass
invite
is
a friend
lesz.
for the entire game, even if their friend doesn't own it themselves.
Oh, I love that. Okay, what a great way to have your friends join
Még
you
ez
on
jó,
your
hogy
Little
ezt így
Nightmares
csinálják.
3 journey.
Hát megvehetem akár én, és mondjuk egy haverom is becsatlakozott, és nekik nem kell megvenni a játékot. Ez a Friends Pass röviden.
Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2, that will come at a later date.
Okay, and there are
Aha,
a few
Switchre
different
pedig később
versions
fog
that you
jönni.
can choose between.
Yes, there are. So first, as well as the standard edition, we have the deluxe edition. So this one includes the Residence costume pack, which I'm sure our fans will instantly recognize from our previous games.
Amúgy igen.
It also includes the Secret of the Spiral's expansion pass,
Aha.
adding 2 new chapters, exploring new locations in the spiral. And last but not least, the expansion pass includes a costume set inspired by an iconic character from the Little Nightmares universe.
Wow, that's a lot.
It really is. And for those who want even more, we have the
Annyira nem sok ez.
edition, which includes everything
Aha,
from the
és van a
DS,
Mirror
plus
Edition.
the steelbook,
Na ez már
the
inkább.
artbook, and
Digital pre-order, nice.
What's this?
this beauty.
Hey.
Ez
Take a
picit
look.
Oh, I do.
kicsi.
Yeah, let
There
me
you
look.
go. Just
Aw.
look. at
Aranyos,
the
de
details.
Cute. I love
szerintem ez
that.
túl árazott
If
lesz.
that still isn't enough, we also have the premium collector's edition.
És van
which is
prémium
more
is.
content
Jézusom.
exclusively on the Bandai Namco store.
Ez pedig a Bandai
Which will
Namco-ra.
also be home, by the way,
Tehát a Bandai
to an
Namco-n
extensive
érhető
lineup
el.
of merch, which
Sure.
includes
Hey.
jackets. Look at this.
Aha,
Yeah.
ezt a
I've been eyeing that.
eh,
In fact, I've
kabátot is,
got
vagy?
mine already.
Vagy ezt,
Where'd you
ja, a
get
kis
that from?
kabit
From the
kapják.
Bandai Namco store.
Of
Vagy,
course.
ez a kis kabi is benne lesz a
There's a
prémiumban.
pre-order bonus that you can tell us about.
Yes, there is. So we absolutely loved the first 2 games. and
3 nappal hamarabb
ourselves,
játszhatsz.
We really wanted to give players a little nod to our beloved 6 with the Dark 6 costume sets.
Tehát ez jól néz ki.
I don't think any of us can get too much six.
Never. And for those who want to see even more of 6, I'm very happy to announce that over 8 years after the release of Little Nightmares, we'll be releasing the enhanced edition of the game on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PC, and Nintendo Switch 2. And that will be at the
Nice.
same time as Little Nightmares 3.
Nice.
Quick look.
I do, yeah.
Szóval egy remaster kap a Little Nightmares 1. És ugyanúgy október 10-én fog megjelenni, mint a 3. rész. Rediscover the first episode in mesmerizing 4K and 60 FPS. Nice. Aha, a különbség. Még erősebbek a színek, igen. Kontrasztosabb az Enhanced Edition. Első ránézésre. Ray Traced, tehát Ray Tracinget kap, gondolom rendesen. Ja, egész faszán megkapják. Gameplay optimalizálást is kap. Nice. Az én Enhanced Edition-eket szeretem, csak azt nem szeretem, hogy annyival drágább is valószínű. Vagy lehet, hogyha megvan az eredeti játék, akkor kedvezményesebben tudod beszerezni majd. Nem tudom. De október 10-én ez is jön. Yes. Nice. És ugye ez már Switch 2-re jön. Na mindegy.
Now, how did you like that? I loved it. Now, we've come outside with Coralie to talk about this new enhanced edition. Coralie, what can you tell us about the changes?
Coralie, te Enhanced Edition-ot take? Viccelek.
So with Little Nightmares 3 catching the attention of so many new players, we really wanted to bring 6 stories up to today's standards. So the first thing you notice is the announcement visuals.
Absolutely stunning, that's for sure.
Thank you. And you will see that we've added ray tracing, volumetric lighting, all of those things that add so much to
Ez
the
kurva jól néz ki.
atmosphere
Bocsánat
while staying
megint.
true to the DNA of the game. We've also added new gameplay helpers and new checkpoints, and that's to make the game even more enjoyable for also new players.
So it's going to be a great way for someone who's like literally never played the first game to experience it for the first time, but also if you did play the first game, you can kind of relive it with a new modern experience.
Exactly.
And to give everyone the chance to dive right in, Little Nightmares Enhanced Edition will be available immediately for anyone who pre-orders a digital edition of Little Nightmares 3 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series and PC.
Tehát ha pre-ordereled a harmadik részt, megkapod az első részt is, az Enhanced Edition-jét. Ez viszont jó, azt tetszik.
So Little Nightmares 3 will be out on October 10th, 2025 on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, Xbox Series and Xbox One, Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 and PC. And you can go to the Little Nightmares website to check the different pre-order offers in your country. As mentioned, Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders will open at a later date. And don't forget to join our new Discord server for all the info on the franchise.
Yeah, it's a great place to share your wildest theories. I know Maya loves to read them almost as much as I do.
Oh, I really do. It's always great to see what our amazing yet little bit distorted community has in mind. I know I'll be right
Végül
back
is
after the
jogos.
show. But before we wrap up today, we've got one final small surprise for you.
Na.
An early sneak peek at another project currently in development.
Mennyi mindent csinálnak egyébként, beszarás. Wow. What? Igen. Oh, Little Nightmares VR Altered Echoes.
Experience Little Nightmares in VR, but I guess I'm going to have to be a little patient for that one. With that final surprise, we have come to the end of our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm off to play Little Nightmares Enhanced Edition while I wait for Little Nightmares 3 to come out in October. I will see you in the
Persze, te megkapod már most az első részén hazdongyát. Meg a harmadik részt is amúgy, csak nem mondja meg. Aztán, na, viccelek. Ja, és meg a trailer. Nice. Azért megvárjuk, míg ténylegesen nem zárul itt minden. Szoktak még itt a turpiságokat, meg okosságokat kirakni, megvárjuk. Ami tök jó showcase volt összességében. Én azt tudom elmondani. Engem egyébként személy szerint meglepett, hogy mennyi mindenen dolgoznak a Supermassive-ék, így a Little Nightmares franchise-t tekintve. Tehát akkor jön ugye a harmadik rész októberben, ugyanúgy október 10-én az Enhanced Edition, lesz valószínűleg valamilyen animációs cuccuk is, lesz képregényük. Most tudtam meg, hogy van amúgy egy podcastjük is, ami már 2 éve szinte megvan, és jönni fog a Season 2 ebből. A VR játék is jönni fog. Basszus, szóval nagyon kemény. Nagyon kemény. Hogy mennyi minden van a Little Nightmares franchise-hoz. Nice. Very nice, very nice. És most már bemutatják a trailer után, hogy október 10. Igen, a pre-order bónusz. Ami ez jól néz ki, ezért talán megéri pre-orderálni. És ezért meg végképp. Az Enhanced Edition egyébként tényleg megéri, mert egy játék áráért kapsz 2-t. És már amúgy most elérhető a pre-order, ha esetlegesen valakit ez érdekel, meg ugye vannak itt különféle editionök, és van egy Discord szerver is, ahol mindenféle frissességet meg lehet találni, ami a Little Nightmareshez köthető. Amúgy 60 €. Hát 2 játéket használod, annyira nem durva. És ez egy kicsit 7%-os discount is van rajta. De csácok, ennyi lett volna a Little Nightmares 3-nak ez a kis showcase dolga. Remélem tetszett nektek, hogyha igen, mindenféleképpen írjátok meg ezt nekem kommentben, és azt is írjátok meg, hogy mennyire várjátok már ezt a játékot. Engem egyébként ez meggyőzött, ez a kis showcase, és hogy mennyi minden dolgoznak, és hogy mennyire odaadóak a fejlesztők az egész franchise és az egész világ felé. Szóval nagyon bizakodó vagyok a Little Nightmares 3-mal kapcsolatban, és ezen felül, hogyha tetszett a videó, és még nem tettétek meg, akkor lájkoljátok és iratkozzatok fel hasonló tartalmakért, illetve megnyílt a Discord szerverünk is, ahol igazából mindenféle gaminggel és egyéb geek dolgokkal kapcsolatban beszélgethettek emberekkel, szóval mindenféleképpen csatlakozzatok a leírásban található linken, és hamarosan találkozunk egy hasonló tartalomban, addig is sziasztok!